So let's talk about arithmetic means. The last time that we have discussed is that we talked about arithmetic sequence. But now we're going to discuss arithmetic means. Now when we say means, these are the numbers in between the first and the last terms. Okay? So in this lecture, we're still going to use the original formula or the formula for the arithmetic sequence, which is a sub n is equal to a sub 1 plus quantity n minus 1 times d, wherein or a sub n denotes the nth term or the last term of the sequence, and a sub 1 is the first term of the sequence, and n denotes the number of terms of the particular sequence, and d of course is the common difference. Again, on the past discussions, sabi natin kapag present itong apat na ito, itong apat na nabilugan, is pwede tayong mag-solve ng or we can generate patterns for our arithmetic sequence. So let's have some examples before we can generate or before we can conclude what arithmetic means or arithmetic mean is. Now, we have a problem here wherein the first term is 7 and the last term, which is the 10th term, is 43. The a sub 3 or the third term is missing. So if we are going to draw that using the table, it will look like this. So for the first term, you have 7. And for the last term, which is a sub 10, that is 43. Therefore, there are missing terms. So this is a sub 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the third term is 43, right? But for this problem, we are just looking for the third term. So, if that is the third term, so 1, 2, 3, ito yung nawawala. Okay? So, paano natin hahanapin yun ngayon? Balikan muna natin yung sinabi natin kanina. Dapat present itong apat na ito para ma-generate natin yung pattern. Meron tayong last term which is a sub 10, right? Okay, meron din tayong first term. Meron na rin tayong n which is 10. Ang nawawala ay yung common difference. So we have to find the value of before we can generate the third term. So how are we going to do that? First, let's use of course the formula of the arithmetic sequence, this one. And then we have to substitute now the value of our arithmetic sequence to the given term. So we have the last term which is a sub 10, the first term which is a sub 1. Since meron na tayong value ng n which is 10, we have 10 minus 1. And then d is missing. So our a sub 10 or the last term is 43. So lagay lang natin siya dito. Again, this is algebraic expression. We have to find the value of the variable d. Next, of course, the first term which is 7, and then evaluate this one. Simplifying these terms, 10 minus 1, we have 9 times d. And then, lipat natin si 7, so magiging negative siya. Now, we have the value of d here. So, paano siya nakuhang 49? So, simplify muna natin itong 43 minus 7. 43 minus 7 is okay, 36. So, 36 is equal to 9d. Now, to eliminate over here, the coefficient, and dapat maiwan yung d. So, let's divide both sides by 9. 9 to, hindi yan 8. So, we're down with 4. Okay? So, kaya nakuha yung ating 4. Now, meron na tayong value ng d. Pwede na ba nating sundin yung ating formula for arithmetic sequence? Yes. So, para ma-generate natin or mahanap natin yung third term na hinahanap ng ating problem, substitute lang natin yung mga values na present, which is a sub 3, a sub 1, the value of n is 3, and of course, yung nahanap natin common difference, which is 4. Substitute that, so we have 7 for the first term, the n term, n times d, and we are down now with the third term, which is 15. Therefore, the arithmetic mean between 7 and 43 that is at third term is 15. So let's have another problem. So find the indicated term between these two numbers. Ideally, this is a very normal pattern, no? Kapag sa number pattern yan, yung sum ng dalawa nito, yung half ng sum ng dalawang to, yun yung sagot sa ating second term. So, pag pinag-add natin yung 85 plus 95 divide 2, yun ang ating second term, right? So, pero meron tayong susunding step-by-step process. So, since meron na tayong first term, which is 85, our last term or the a sub 3 is 95 and the value of our n is 3. Again, the common difference is missing. So let's just use the same method na ginamit natin kanina. Let's find d first. So in finding d, let's just use the arithmetic sequence formula. So given na yung ating last term, which is a sub 3, which is 95. Then our first term is 85. And then substitute the value of n. And now, we have found the value of the common difference, which is 5. Ideally, kapag sinundan natin yung pattern, we have to add 5 to the next term to get this one. So, 85 plus 5 is 90, right? Okay, let's see. So, if we're going to substitute now the value of the 4 variables, we now have 85, quantity 2 minus 1 is 5. So we now have 90. And that is for the second term. Again, ulitin ko, no? Pag wala yung difference, hindi natin mahanap yung given term or yung missing term. So kailangan hinahanap muna natin yung common difference. Okay, what if dati, isa lang yung nawawala. What if madami? Okay, what if the 4 terms in between the first term and the last term is missing? Ito yung nawawala. So, ang hahanapin natin is lahat ng terms na nandito. Again, given na yung ating first term and yung ating last term. Which is, for the first term, we have the a sub 1 and for the last term, we have a sub 6. So, we have to find a sub 2, a sub 3, a sub 4, and a sub 5. Again, ano ang meron? Meron tayong first term and last term. Ang nawawala, yung common difference. So, hanapin muna natin yung common difference. Paano natin hahanapin yun? Gamitin natin yung arithmetic sequence formula. So, using the arithmetic sequence formula, okay, let's have this one. So, the value of the common difference now is 6. You can pause the video for a while and then copy the lecture so you have notes and you can follow the discussion too. By the way, dito tayo sa my 30 is equal to 5d. Get this one, you have to divide both sides by 5, right? Right. Para ma-eliminate natin yung 5 sa kabila. So, if we divide both sides by 5, so 30 divided 5, we have 6. That's for the common difference. Next, dahil meron na tayong d, pwede na nating i-compute or pwede nating hanapin yung 4 terms between the first term and the last term. Paano yun? Substitute na lang natin yung mga values. Yung 4 na values, which is the first term, the common difference, and the nth term. Your nth term is always the subscript next to your a. So, by doing that, by following this step-by-step process, we are now down to the 4 terms in between 7 and 37. Okay? So, ang sagot dito, dahil na-generate nga natin, we have 13. Next is 19. Next is 25. And, of course, 31. Yun. Tawag natin dito, guys, ay Arithmetic Means. Okay? AM. Yan. Arithmetic Means. So, kayo naman, solve nyo naman ito. Pause nyo muna yung video and then solve nyo itong problem na ito sa notebook ninyo. Next problem, you can pause this for a while and then solve it on your notebook. On our webinar sessions, we will discuss the answer for this problem. So that would be all for this discussion. Thank you so much.